He's leaving. He's leaving. Yeah. Go pee standing up, you chauvinist pig.
Yeah. By the way, Derek Chauvin. Don't think we didn't notice.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Same haircut.
What a douchebag, dude.
Welcome to Close the Door Behind You. I'm Dr. Jud.
I hate him so much.
This is Christos. Welcome, Alex. Alex, what's your last name, brother?
Libutti.
Alex Libutti, that's right. Alex Libutti. Where'd you grow up, Alex Libutti?
Alex Libutti grew up in Pennsylvania.
All right, cool.
Pennsyltucky. Sometimes they
Is
call
that like
it.
Quakerville, that area?
Some of it is. I didn't grow up. There's a place called Quakertown, which
Right.
I didn't grow up in, thankfully. I have a couple track marks. I grew
Yeah, what are people like? What are they into when you're growing up in that area? Like, what are kids into growing up?
in Quakertown or where I'm from?
No, where you're from.
Well, actually, it's kind of the same. It's pretty much drugs and lacrosse.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
how's your lacrosse game?
Horrible. I'm Jewish. I'm not athletic.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I have a Jewish mother. So I tried to play sports.
Mhm.
Did not work out. I have a Jewish mother, so I'm not really that good at doing drugs either. So
Gotcha.
it's kind of just like,
Is your mother
you know.
overbearing and like invoking guilt all the time?
No, she's not. So actually, my family, my parents are both really cool. They're not religious at all, like literally at all. I remember I always joke around with people because it's like my mom is Jewish, so technically, if you're in Williamsburg, like that's good enough. Like if the guy sees you and they want you to like hold the pear and everything, whatever
Okay.
gourd, and you're like my
Wrapped
mom's
villain.
Jewish. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You know more than me. I don't, but like I've never had a bar mitzvah. I've never been like baptized.
bumming.
Like
You don't have bar mitzvah money?
no, I have no bar mitzvah.
Oh, that
money.
sucks,
So
dude.
I'm
That's
like,
the
I'm
best
not
part about
Jewish.
being Jewish.
Yeah, so I'm good for nobody. You know?
Yeah, that blows.
How much
What a
bar
bummer.
mitzvah money did you get?
Oh, dude, my bar mitzvah money. I live on my bar mitzvah money.
He's
Still?
doing
My
it,
bar
dude.
mitzvah money is like, dude, I have so much bar mitzvah money. I've made so much money in my bar mitzvah. I literally live off the interest of my bar mitzvah money.
Seriously?
No.
Oh.
Dude,
That'll
he
be
didn't take
awesome.
out any loans. He took out no loans for medical
When
school.
he had his bar mitzvah, Apple was like $1 a share.
Yeah, dude.
So
That's
Dude, when I had
you create generational wealth with the bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Bro, when I had my bar mitzvah, there was an Apple IIc. You guys probably don't even. It was pre-Macintosh.
wow.
Yeah.
Apple IIc.
There was Apple IIe and an Apple IIc.
To
Yeah.
turn it on, you had to bite an apple.
No, you had to have a little like mouse running on a wheel that actually got the thing powered, and then you had to
Right.
like hold a button down. Yeah, it was
That's
old school.
crazy.
Yeah, so we had Apple II. It was huge, man. This was like I had Macintosh came out like when I was in college.
Wow. Yeah.
Can I just say?
So
Can I
enough,
just say
enough about
age
me.
is a number.
Enough about me being old.
Oh
So-
my god. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I grew up in Pennsylvania. There's not much to do. We were like a Friday Night Lights place. Like there was like people loved like our football team.
That's
And,
cool.
like people really love. Well, it's cool if you're athletic and you're cool.
Were you You didn't play football?
No.
No.
I'm very fragile.
You could
okay?
be like a receiver.
No.
They're kind of like slender and you look like you're
Well,
fast.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks.
you do look
Those
kinda
shoes,
fast.
these are fast shoes,
These are fast shoes.
right?
No, they're not. That's
Zoom
the
in
point.
on
They're
their
platform
shoes.
shoes. I'm a fucking.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
So why do you need platform shoes?
Because I hate myself.
You want to
No,
be
they're not actually
taller?
platform shoes. I just
Oh.
meant they kind of look like it, right?
Well, I was going to say, you're taking away platform shoes from the people like
From
us
people who need them.
Yeah.
So that's probably racist.
It's like,
right?
Racist.
like a
Sure.
You're like
Somewhere
a
along the
scalper.
line. Yeah. I'm living a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
See, even yeah.
So you were saying though, like growing up in your community, there was a lot of drugs. Huh? What kind of drugs did people do in Pennsylvania?
Heroin, pills.
Huh?
Mostly, I think it was a lot of people who would like hurt their back and get on Oxycontin.
Right.
And then, that well runs dry. And it's a
Right.
lot cheaper to buy heroin from a
Right.
person at a train station than it is to go and get a prescription.
You can't even get a prescription anymore. That's what I actually do.
Really?
Not heroin. I do heroin. I'm
You're
just
like
kidding.
the Haight-Ashbury?
No, I'm a physician, and so I do pain management. And so in the past, like people would want pills, and then we would prescribe pills, and then the DEA cracked down. We're like, you can't prescribe any pills anymore. And then everybody were like, we want our pills, and we're like, sorry, the DEA, we can't give them anymore. They're saying that were doing damage, and so then everybody went to heroin. And then came the fentanyl and the carfentanil and all those derivatives that were killing people. Yeah, it was nuts. In fact, I used to work in the ER, and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid said we were under-treating pain and we needed to start prescribing opiates. So all the shit you see on TV saying like, oh, like it's all the doctor's fault. Guess what? Like I used to write no opiates, and then Medicare and Medicaid said if I don't put on the chart, like if I don't put it, they said pain is the sixth vital sign, and if on the chart I don't put how much pain they're in when they first came in, and then how much pain when they leave, and it doesn't go down, then they won't pay us.
So what's the conspiracy there? Is it?
So he's saying you have to either fix it or you have to get people so high that they just don't feel pain just for you to like get groceries.
Well, the problem is that it just created a system where people were just coming in and saying I'm in 10 out of 10 pain, and meanwhile like they have no pain, they're just addicted to opiates. And if I'd say, look, sir, you know, your blood work's normal, your vital signs are normal, your CAT scan's completely normal. I'm not going to give you. Then they'd be like, and then they would complain to administration. Administration would come down and tell me, you either give them opiates or you lose your job.
Well,
because we're not going to get paid.
What was the justification that the government gave for wanting that to happen, like Medicare and Medicaid?
They said that we were under treating pain and that we were not being good people. We were not being good physicians.
Okay, so let's unwrap that layer deeper, like from a conspiracy level.
Right, like
why do they want to do that?
I guess the Sackler family type of shit where they just want to keep selling them?
I don't know. I can only tell you my experience. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes.
So I have a question for you. Did you and your colleagues all feel like, man, this is kind of like, there's a lot of like oxy. Did you guys, but I get what you mean. It's like, you know, it's funny because like every job has that where you're just like, what do you want me to do, man? Like, I'm just the fucking doctor. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. It's crazy that doctors don't run hospitals.
Well,
like,
they do, but
no, I mean they do, but like I'm saying, like business executives run hospitals. Like
that's correct.
That's kind of like that's funny.
And it's usually like the worst doctor that's become a business executive.
Well, typically,
it's like a comedy
that,
teacher.
And then also what I've heard is like it's kind of like, and I don't know because I didn't go and get my MBA, but in business school, it's like the bottom of the class goes into healthcare administration apparently.
Yeah.
So like the dumbest people go into healthcare administration.
Totally.
And then end up making decisions for you.
That's 100%.
The people who went long.
I would have like these people come down and be like, you're going to need to give these people these drugs. And I'm like, oh, okay, doctor. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not a doctor. And then I learned real quickly that I better shut up or else I'm going to lose my job and not be able to pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
dude.
also to add a layer to the issue there, the dumbest people go for MBAs as well.
MBAs?
Yeah, an MBA,
boy,
MBA is a scam. It's a scam. I almost got my MBA paid for from my work when they had like a counter offer for another job that I took, and they were like, "Oh, well, we'll pay for your MBA that we've been talking about." And then I like looked into it and I talked to like every like super successful corporate person that I knew, and they were like, "You're not going to learn anything in there."
Really?
Yeah, the whole idea of the MBA is to like position you as someone who may have studied in undergraduate something that's not business oriented to be able to give you that like edge of business.
Right.
So if you didn't study business as an undergrad, then it's valuable.
It's valuable for two reasons. It's one, to like just give you perspective on business, and two, it's to like position you as like some sort of like pivoting opportunity. Let's say if you never had the credentials to get like a business opportunity because you didn't have that experience, and that's that pivot moment with the MBA. The other big thing is like to make connections, and like the true people who get the best advantages from an MBA program are the ones that link up with someone else who is in that program and they start their own entrepreneurial effort.
Gotcha.
But like
I always feel.
Yeah.
I feel like half of the point of a master's and stuff is like to network. Like doctorate makes sense. Like if you get a PhD in something, that I understand. Like
right.
But it's like when I get one in like journalism, but
right.
like to me, I agree with you. Like an MBA is like, what do you do? First of all, every successful business owner left college, didn't go or dropped out.
At least super successful. Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes I think about that where I'm like, do you think like all the smart guys dropped out and they were like, we're going to own the companies and then we're just gonna have everyone else keep getting degrees,
right?
Like so they can,
100%.
Like that's what I think sometimes. I'm also an idiot, but that's what I think. I don't know.
Right. So
and
you're
that's
saying
fascinating to hear that, dude, because I will tell you from being from Pennsylvania, like everyone, it you're in high school, people are smoking pot and stuff and drinking, like whatever. But I remember like going to like parties when I was in like high school and like people are just like snorting pills and like doing, and I was
crazy.
like, whoa, I remember being like, are we cool?
Yeah.
When was this? Like, when were you in high school? Like, what years?
20. I graduated in 2013.
Okay, yeah.
So
So that's
I
right
started
around the
in-
area. That's
yeah.
right around the time when
Yeah,
there's a huge
so like
problem.
2011
That's
Yeah.
my brother's.
and 2010 is like when I started. I was in 9th grade in 2009.
Yeah, so that's when it was
9
like
to
when the
13
opiate
was
problem
when-
was like at its worst. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so bad. So I was in
Bro, it was
Florida.
crazy.
I was an emergency
You were like
physician.
you worked at Haight-Ashbury Clinic.
Yeah, I was literally working in Florida at different ERs, and it was just like it was insane how many people would come in who were there. Everybody was addicted to pills, and everybody was coming in like just claiming that they were in like 10 out of 10 pain for chest pain or belly pain, and then you would like get all this objective data back that showed that there was nothing wrong, and then they still were just like crying in pain, and you're like, there's nothing wrong, and we're like, oh,
They are in pain. They're like, my blood is so itchy.
yeah. We're
That's
like,
so funny. I
oh.
love thinking about you being in Florida of all places, because it's just like people like I just imagine people walking in upright in like a swim trunks and like flip flops and being like, yeah, my back hurts. Come on, I got to get back to the beach. Come on, my back hurts. Like
Fidel Castro, he broke my leg.
So Florida has this thing like everybody goes to drug rehab in Florida. So what happens is every single person from the United States, or at least the East Coast, wherever they're like doing bad stuff, once they realize that it's like cold and they can go to Florida where it's warm, they could just be horrible people. Down in Florida and it's warm, they all go down there, and a lot of them go down there to do drug rehab. So they'll go to drug rehab in like Delray or Palm Beach, and then they will relapse.
I feel so bad for you.
And then they would like relapse and start doing drugs. And there was just like this huge population of people down there that are just doing drugs and crime, and it's like a really fucked up place.
And it's like we created that situation, like that didn't happen by accident or organically. Like we kind of like, it's like factors kind of like shaped that to happen. Like that's kind of crazy to think about. Like you just kind of displaced people to Florida so they could just take oxy.
Dude, Florida is full of so many scammers too.
100%. Dude, the worst people in the world end up in Florida. It's just like it's got a magnet for horrible people. So it's just like, because when people like say somebody's in like some town in Minnesota and they've like robbed everybody in the town, they've like cheated them on this, that, and the other thing, and they've got millions of dollars, they're like, where am I going to go?
Where am I going to fucking
Florida.
go?
They go to Florida.
Bro.
They want to go somewhere warm. So if it's on the East Coast, anywhere east of the Mississippi, they all come to Florida. If it's anywhere west, they go to Newport Beach, California.
Dude, I think that it's just places that are nice all the time. You're a scumbag.
Yeah, I mean, it
have
definitely
no character
it attracts
development.
some crazy
There's
shit.
no character development, dude. If you are just living in like Miami, there's no. Why would you change?
No, actually,
why would you
devolve.
change? Like why would you like? You're never gonna wake up and be like, oh God, I need to stop just like hanging out in the sun all day. Like it's just like what. I don't know.
Unless you're like mentally ill like me, and I was literally like in Miami. And I'm like on a raft in my back pool, and I'm like, is this all I'm gonna do for the rest of my life?
Well, I agree with you. Listen,
am I just gonna be doing nothing? And I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta go back to New York City.
Yeah, no, well, listen, when you're deeply, deeply unhappy, yes, you need to move somewhere like this.
Right.
Constant stimuli.
You gotta come to New York City in the middle of the winter when it's 20 degrees and the wind is
that makes sense, right?
60 miles an hour.
And that's the best part too. You're like, let me leave the beach and go where it's cold and there's no pills.
Right, yeah.
Well, there are pills on the ground.
Well, there
You
are
just
pills on
gotta
the ground.
Play.
All the guys in the subway like bent over. That's the new move. They're all bent over after like shooting some weird
and that's
stuff.
the Philly look too. That's like the Kensington.
Oh,
like,
right,
Philly,
yeah.
Kensington, New York too. But the Kensington Philadelphia, like the lean, like when you lived in Philly, did you ever see like when people would be impressive? Like they should all, first of all, they should all be
bent
playing
over.
limbo. Yeah.
Dude,
impressive.
people were crab walking crossing the street.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, in Philly or
in
here?
Philly.
Philly's hilarious.
You lived in Philly too?
Yeah, I lived in Philly for a summer.
Oh, okay.
That was when I worked for the guy who made the book Chicken Soup for the Soul.
No way.
yeah.
What did
wait,
you do
what
for
did you
him?
do? And wait, where did you live out there? My brother lives in Philly right now.
I was living in University City on Drexel's campus, and then my graduate classes were at the University of Pennsylvania. So,
Graduate classes.
Yeah, but I never finished. I only took a couple graduate classes, enough to get like a certificate.
You went to Florida.
Yeah, remember I just told you how I didn't go finish my MBA? I didn't do that.
Oh, you started an MBA at Wharton?
Well, I started like classes at Wharton for like a graduate degree to get this certification program, and then I never finished it because I took my job at
for Chicken Soup for the Soul?
No, Chicken Soup for the Soul was like the transitional period.
Okay.
Like, because I was working for Chicken Soup for the Soul before I worked.
What were you doing?
I was basically like helping them do like social media marketing. Because his whole thing was like he and the guy who's like my direct supervisor had a business where they taught you how to be like an author, right? And like basically they would run these seminars like teaching you how to promote your book, like how to do all this kind of stuff so you could be like as successful as Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Gotcha.
So I did that right before I started working in Japan for the other very large company.
That will be
unnamed.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. Chicken Soup for the Soul.
But yeah, every time I would drive
I'm glad
to
you
work,
abandoned that.
Yeah.
And you went back to being a terrible person.
He was producing Japanese porn over in Japan. We were not allowed to share
Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about the tentacle porn
I want
that
to
we
see
made.
it.
What is tentacle porn?
You don't know tentacle porn?
Shut up.
No.
Stop.
Come on.
It's us.
You're lying.
It's us. What do you
yeah,
mean?
you're here amongst friends.
I've never seen
Natalie
it. Well, think
knows
about
what
it. What
it
do you
is.
think
Don't
it is?
pretend like
Say
you
the
don't.
2 words.
Natalie,
Octopus?
can you
Tentacle?
tell Judson what tentacle porn is?
Describe it?
Yeah.
Is it cartoon?
In great
yes,
detail.
It is cartoon, yeah.
Oh, it's cartoon. Oh, okay.
Well, they do have live action ones.
But that's not the
which we've never
appeal.
seen. But
What's that?
I want to say the origin was animated.
Yeah, the origin is anime. Yes, yeah, because you just didn't have the means to execute the true fantasy.
Octopus porn.
But now you do.
Now you do. And now with the advent of AI.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ray Lil Black. Look up her.
Ray Black?
Ray Lil Black.
Yeah, but
Wait,
she's a
what
real
is it?
porn star. She's not.
Yeah,
she's not,
she did a tentacle one.
But she's not a
Like a real thing?
Yeah,
cartoon.
Wait,
yeah,
I don't
but
understand. Like
she did
had
a
sex with an
tentacle one.
octopus?
She had no. So they basically make these octopi legs with like robotic arms.
So it's not a real octopus.
Yeah, but it's like to
Fuck.
give that kind of thing. I don't want to reduce our class level of
Listen,
this
I'll go home
podcast.
tonight and I'll do
I'd
some.
like to
I'll do some
maintain our
homework.
integrity, but
listen,
yeah,
guys,
do
this
some
is a
homework.
cultural exercise, okay?
Yeah, so Ray Lil Black is getting like 5.
I got to put that on my
tentacles.
to-do list.
Yeah,
Getting 5.
Tentacle
5.
porn.
She's getting 5.
She's getting a 5-finger frog splash,
and
ladies
that's why
gentlemen.
she got washed up because she couldn't take all 8.
And that is also why if you want to win the Adult Video Network Awards,
Yeah.
then you need to bring your A game,
Yeah, you
okay?
gotta
And if there's
get-
an octopi,
Yeah, if you can't handle an octopi, just go with a squid because
right,
that's only 6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. These bitches are going to octopus
yeah,
without
you
ever
gotta
fucking taking
go
a squid first. You got to go squid first. Squid Games. Do you guys
Yes,
think that was
yes.
about? What do you? Come on, guys.
Squid Games, Octopus Wars.
There we go.
That's the difference.
And this is the shit you guys have to realize. This doesn't happen overnight, okay?
No.
You think Raylan just fucking up and went into it. No, she was with human beings first.
Yep.
And then she said, I'm going to step it up.
And then she went to Black Guys.
Yeah, she was with human beings, then she went to black guys, and now she's with octopus.
Yes.
I mean, this is the natural order of things, people.
Yeah.
He's a doctor, I tell you.
I'm just so
He's
like I need to get like
processing
up
everything.
on current
He's-
events.
He's like,
I
I
feel
need
so
to remember
left
this.
out.
He's like, I think I need some pills. He's like, did I take some today?
He's
Oh
like,
my
he's
God.
like, but how do they make the mechanical arm?
How do they make it so lifelike?
yeah, it's crazy. Like
Yeah, man.
they do this thing. I think it's called hentai.
Oh, shut up, you
I'm
think.
gonna look it up right now.
I'm
think
pretty
it's
sure
called-
it's called hentai. Because hentai is the Japanese.
Oh, you said
cartoon porn.
hentai.
Hentai.
It's called octopus porn or
I thought you
tentacle
said-
porn.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm.
don't tell me.
Trust
you're
me,
not
I'm quite aware of the world. Dude, when I was first living in Japan, it was like pre-TikTok.
Well, that looks like a human being's penis.
Yeah.
Oh.
That?
No, you gotta search Ray Lil Black Hentai.
This
Seriously,
girl's got an
I'd like to
octopus
not reduce the
tattoo.
class level of our
this
podcast.
is getting me.
This
I'm
is
chubbing
low
up.
brow.
Yeah, this is low brow. Let's
I'd
go
like
back
to
talk about 9/11. Like
yeah.
before we
Let's
got in
be
here.
adults here. But anyway, yeah. When I was in Japan, like pre-TikTok time,
Yeah.
they would, weird guys, because I was just friendly to all the Japanese, and I was just trying to speak as much Japanese as I could. And I would always like encounter weird guys that would like be like, I gotta show you something. And they would bring me to like a back alley like video store.
Yeah.
Like we.
Yes.
We'll talk about
yes.
this later.
Exactly. Like we went
Talk
to.
about this
Like
out there. We'll talk about this out there.
but these were different because they would bring me to like the back section, like a secret back section, and then they
like
would
the back of the back.
Yeah, the back of the back.
You're already in a train station.
This was
now
like
you're-
DVDs?
Yeah, they would be like, Christos, come with me to see this very interesting moment. And so they would be
He
like,
can do that. He's got to.
he'd be, do you like a horse?
Yeah, because
And I was like, what? He's
I'd be
like,
like, what?
you like a horse? Basashi.
Masashi?
Basashi.
What is that? Horse porn?
Horse meat.
Oh.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
he lifts.
I heard about that.
He lifts this like curtain that's covering like a bunch of videos, and there's just like DVD covers of like horses fucking women. Just like straight up horses fucking women.
Have you ever
Dude.
seen Mr. Hands?
Have you ever been to Tijuana?
No.
Are
Me
you gonna say
either.
Donkey Show? Is that what you're gonna say?
Dude, I was.
This is like the second time Donkey Show, by the way, has come up in like like a 2-week period for me. I don't know what to
Dude, I was so disturbed because I met this man while he was with his family. You know what I mean?
Maybe it
Like
was his,
he didn't
maybe
bring
was
his family
was
into
he-
the store.
hold on,
Obviously he
was
didn't
he
bring
the
the- yeah.
proprietor?
He's like, wait one
of the
second,
store?
guys. Wait in the front. Go look at the nice videos. I'm going to bring Christos to the back and show him some of my favorite stuff.
No, and another time I went to one of these video places to get my groomsmen. Like they weren't my groomsmen, but like they were everybody at my bachelor party.
Right.
Like
gag gift.
Nakadashi Tenga eggs. Tenga is like the Tenga. So I bought them all.
I didn't know. He got me one.
Yeah.
I went that. I'm like, what is this?
He got you one?
Yeah.
So I got, I got a bunch of these eggs, and as I'm like shopping, there's like this guy. He's like interested in what I'm doing. I'm there with my brother-in-law, okay, picking the stuff, and this guy like comes up to us. So he's like, like trying to talk to me in English, like to practice.
Right.
And then I was like, I'm just fucking with him. I was like, what do you recommend here? And he like starts showing me like stuff that he recommends, which is what influenced that one skit I did. And then I was like, all right, man, like I'm going to buy you like one of these as a gift. And bro, he got really, really happy, like uncomfortably happy. What?
Your brother-in-law?
No, this random
man.
guy.
He was just like,
Oh.
Yeah. And my brother-in-law started to get scared. He was like,
What's
yo, we
happening?
should
Like-
like go away. Because this guy like got really, really happy, started like petting my arm and stuff.
Did he think maybe you were going to like
Yeah, I think that
utilize
was
it with him?
Yeah, I think that was like
Gotcha.
he
The
thought he was
thing
getting
that-
lucky.
Yeah.
He thought, big American, strong American man is
Yeah.
here to,
Yep.
Yeah.
share
Wear
a
gold
Tenga
chain.
fun box, party box.
The gold
together.
chain gets some dudes really excited.
Yeah, the
especially
gold
Japan.
chain. Well, it's very masculine.
Tell me
Thank
about
you.
your brother-in-law. What's he like?
Oh, he's cool. He's like a ladies' man. Dude,
Okay.
He's considered very attractive by Japanese standards. He's like a Japanese.
What is he ugly for you? But
Yeah, I'm not gay, dude. I'm not gay.
I've been told he's hot
Yeah.
as fuck.
No, I've been told it was like very strange to be like informed like often.
Right.
That he was like, I was like, okay, like,
Good for him. Fuck
like
yeah, ladies.
you guys know I got a son, this dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dating his sister. So very very handsome hipster kind of guy.
Did he like
fashion
bring you
forward.
out as like a bachelor party type thing or anything when you were there? Like was like, hey, I'm going to take you out with my boys. Like, try to
Yeah,
get
I
you,
mean,
like-
he took me to that. Like, it was
Okay.
like a Walmart for like sex that he took me to because
I feel like
the Don
we-
Quixote of sex.
yeah,
over there.
like the Don Quixote of sex.
I feel
over
like
there.
we have a lot of like obviously like explicit and crazy sexual things like in America, but Japan does feel like it's overboard.
Yeah,
Like-
sometimes.
Like, why are they? Because I feel like we were talking about this outside. Like, we're very similar to them, like our culture,
Mhm.
like in a lot of ways. But they seem to be more like free in that regard. But it feels like I've always felt like we treat it more like with more like crass in America.
Yeah.
Like they almost treat it with more respect, but like everything else is more like a spectacle around it. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, I think so. What it boils down to is like the ever-present shame.
Like
right?
We don't have sex theme parks,
right?
Like,
yeah, I mean they have that, but like the thing is, like in America, you find these groups of people that are like-minded in that like depravity, but like in Japan, your depravity is very much like in a silo. And so, like, they understand this, like, isolationist kind of obviously, the country is isolationist, but, like, culturally, like, individualism and isolation, even though it's a collectivist society, like, they just encourage this, like, indefinite void of, like, isolationism for you as an individual. So, like, you just go down this rabbit
like
hole.
us, but maybe more extreme than...
Right. Well, we find niche groups and, like, share that kind of, like, bond, while over there it's I'm going to give you everything that can, like, entertain you at home by yourself. Right. This is the rabbit hole.
It's kind of depressing, like, walking around there. Nobody's talking to each other. Everybody's looking down at the floor. When you get on the subway, I started talking. My girlfriend's like, shh. I'm like, what? She's like, shh, like, must be quiet.
Don't talk. You don't...
In her defense, he's loud as fuck.
I'm not loud.
See?
The fuck is this guy talking about?
The fuck are you talking about? I'm not fucking loud. I was just saying, hey, look, this is a really clean subway. In New York, it would never be this clean. She's like, shut the fuck
she's like,
up.
Yeah, and it's not loud either.
She's like going around and looking at everyone. Sumimasen.
Do you think that they also...
I use that a lot. Sumimasen means excuse me.
Yeah. What is it?
Excuse me. Sumimasen.
Sumimasen?
Yeah, that's like the one word I know. I had to say it a lot.
Sumimasen?
All right, whatever.
No, it's sumimasen. No?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you would say it.
That's the gringo way to say it.
How good are you at speaking Japanese?
My Japanese accent, so good.
Yeah, what was that? I didn't quite understand that.
My Japanese accent is really good because in Japan, you have to, like, the way to really survive is even if you have limited vocabulary, your pronunciation has to be like
Wait, so that's not like racist?
No. In fact, the once I've picked up like my stride in Japan was when I realized like I had to speak in a character to communicate. Like I would go
so it really
way
is like
farther.
Naruto.
No, because that's like a different kind of Japanese. You're basically like learning nerd, like you know, Naruto and anime Japanese is like. You're talking like if you're playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons. That's not like colloquial conversational Japanese.
Sure, that's not salaryman talk.
Yeah. So like I was a salaryman. Like I was making deals and stuff.
They used to take him out and everybody loved to go drinking with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, dude, that helped my career so much.
They drank a lot?
Oh my God. They drank so much, dude. They would invite me out to drink because like people would be like, Christos, I heard that you're a very good drinker. And I'd be like, yeah. I mean, people I wouldn't even know from other floors in the building.
Say,
what were they drinking? Was it just beer? Or?
It was sake, beer.
Sake is good.
Yeah.
Hard liquor or no?
Yeah, dude. Whiskey highball is like, whiskey highball is like the move.
Highball is whiskey and soda water,
yeah,
right? Or
exactly.
and Sprite or something like that?
Whiskey highball.
Okay, gotcha.
Get down with that.
But all the time.
What is there? I remember I read something once that was like, they like if you go out drinking with like your boss or like coworkers, you gotta like keep up. Like
yeah,
it's like a whole thing.
100%.
Because I've always been fascinated at the place that respect has in their society. Probably because respect has none in our society.
Right.
So I've just been fascinated at the ability for them to create like they have like a beautiful like city because like everybody like people like genuinely are like I'm not gonna litter.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
right.
Like, how do they do that?
They don't even have garbage cans though. That's the weirdest part.
Well, the garbage cans, you know why?
No.
So in the 90s, which was a cult in Japan, led by this guy who like thought he was like the third coming of Jesus or second coming of Jesus, Japanese cult guy. He planned these things called the sarin gas attacks.
Oh yeah,
that took place in Japan.
We learned about
you
that
were just
from
talking about.
Yeah, talking about 9/11.
Yeah, and so the sarin gas attacks, that was pre 9/11, right, in Japan, and one of the key methods of distribution that they had for the attack was through public garbage cans.
Oh,
so they
reduced
the number of garbage.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Seriously, like you'll be walking around there and there's nowhere to throw your trash.
Yeah.
But there's no litter and stuff.
There's no. Yeah, which is like crazy. I'm like,
you hang on to your trash, you go to a combini, or you bring it to your house, or whatever. Yeah.
Or like if you're, an American, you just throw it on the ground and be like, oh, don't test me.
I go, what the
I will
fuck do you
throw the
want?
shit on
the
the ground.
I'm John Wayne, bitch.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
What? That's so insane. Like, how long does it take to get to Japan?
Too long.
Yeah, direct is like 12 hours from here.
Do you fly direct usually? Or do you
I try to fly direct. I used to when I was younger and with less money. I would do a layover, but like it's just not worth it.
Where would you lay over?
Most of the time, it would be like in California or like a key hub. Sometimes you could do like a
Dallas.
layover. Yeah, Dallas is a good one. You could lay over in Europe, but like that logistically gets more annoying because it's like, oh, now I have to go through customs again or whatever. So you do want to do like a layover in the U.S.
In a place. Yeah. Wow, that's so fucking crazy. I've never been out of the country.
Really?
Never.
That's so weird. You seem so cultured. I'm
I am
surprised
not
to hear
cultured.
Never even been to Canada?
No, never been to Canada. I don't have a passport.
Holy shit.
Don't worry. Eventually, we will be owning Canada.
Do you know that in Mexico, you can literally
just
just go right? I used to go to school in San Diego, and I went down there, and my brother's like, hey, you want to go to Tijuana? I'm like, sure. I'm like, but I don't have a passport. And they're like, you don't need a passport.
They're like, it's Tijuana.
And they're like, no. And I'm like, so do I need like, my birth certificate? Like, all you do is say you're American. I'm like, shut up. I literally went to the border, and they go, state your citizenship. United States of America. Go through. I shit you
They
not.
don't care.
State
Why
your
don't they
citizenship.
care?
A United States of America.
If you did that, then they would say, okay, produce document. All there were so many people going across. There's so many people going across. I was 16 years old. I was down there for a surf contest. I actually bought a bottle of booze in Tijuana. I stuck it in the back of my shorts like this, and I walked through, and they're like, state your citizenship. I was walking. I just go, United States of America, and I backed, and I just walked right across the border with the thing in the back.
That's insane. This is also 1947.
It was 48.
Yeah.
48.
48. In my defense, it was 1991.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, you guys weren't even you weren't even sperm back then.
No, yeah.
I was a
wasn't-
concept of a plan.
Yeah, I wasn't even
Your
a
parents hadn't
concept.
even met.
I wasn't even a fucking. I was just. I probably wasn't even swimming around.
No, I was definitely swimming. I was definitely stale sperm, like right in the back of my.
When were you?
dad's
What's your
testicles.
birthday? What's your birthday year?
I don't want my fans to know,
Got you.
but 1993.
93.
1993.
Interesting.
93. Good year.
Good year.
Good year.
For Putin.
Good year. It was a good year. It was a very good year.
Yeah, you're 95, right?
94.
94.
End of 94, December 28th. I just told
Ah,
them.
so you were like the oldest kid in your class.
Yes.
Or
the youngest, depending on fucking random.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
But in your school, like, I assume Pennsylvania school system, you were the oldest in your class.
Sometimes we had a weird thing where like 9th grade was still like you went to 9th grade in the middle school building still.
Oh.
And then our high school building was 10th, 11th, 12th. But if you were in 9th grade, you would like play sports at the high school. It was so weird.
That is weird.
It was fucking weird. Pennsylvania. We're in the middle of
That
the
was like
woods,
it
you know?
eliminated bullying.
Do you
Yeah,
know?
maybe.
Do you know about Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers?
I do know about Malcolm Gladwell's
So,
Outliers.
do you think that impacts you at all? Are you familiar with it?
I've heard of the book.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
I don't think it. I don't know
Something
enough.
about 10,000 hours makes you an expert in anything. Is that was that?
No.
not-
So
Was that Malcolm Gladwell? I think that also was Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah, it probably is. He's
Okay.
he's an intellectual, but whatever. I made a couple commercials with him back in the day.
Nice.
But the outlier concept is like all around the time of the year that you were born and the impact that has on your development amongst your peers in your age group. So, for example, someone like Alex Libutti, who is born in December but has had a significant time to like develop as a young kid, will be like the oldest person in his class, but that actually makes a significant difference because he's physically stronger.
Right.
He's mentally further developed.
Right.
Because at that scale,
Like
in a
Christos.
younger time, right? Like,
right.
5 years old, like you having a few months of development on
Is
another
huge,
kid is
yeah.
huge.
Right.
It's huge.
So not only did that affect you, like in terms of advantages in sports and education, but it also elicited further confidence.
Right, it kind of changes your whole worldview. Like you
Right.
kind of think back and like because it's the same as like when you meet people and they're like, "Nah, I was like a loser in high school." And
Right.
which I wasn't cool by any means, but like
I could tell, but
yeah, it's very obvious. I'm wearing bracelets, but
what do you mean?
But it is like I know what you mean. It is funny how like you can. I've started to realize that where I'm like everybody. It doesn't even matter if you're in the same reality. I just did this on episode on my show where it was like even reality is like not even reality because we're all fucking sitting here like thinking our own like we're all here right now, but like you might be upset because like this morning was like annoying and you're so like my fucking car is like stupid and I fucking like and I just think that's so fascinating how it's like little things or big things like your whole childhood development can like think about how many people are smarter than they think they are because they were like bullied and so now they're like I'm a fucking loser and it's like you're actually smart like but you like can't unlock it or something
right
like
yeah
I don't know I think that's
if you go your whole like first year of school being like oh wow I'm faster than all these other kids I'm smarter than all these other kids
I
like,
must be
I'm taller than all these kids like I'm great and that self-esteem carries throughout your life. And that's
it's like the critical years. Like you gotta, like I know that is funny. It's like so. I guess the key is if you have a child, you just gotta fucking brainwash them for the initial years.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense,
it is. You're great.
Yeah. Well, that's like there's like a lot of studies that are done about single mothers and like the overbearing kind of confidence boosting that they do to accommodate for a lack of a
second person
there. So then there's like these kind of disillusion sort of things, but we could dive into that at another time. But the funny thing is like if you study the Outliers concept and you map it over to zodiacs, or I'm sorry, not zodiac, horoscopes. Right? And you're like, oh, why do people who are Sagittarius share so many similar traits, etc.?
Because they're born at around the same because they're all
forever. We've grouped people in villages into academia based on their age and all that kind of stuff to a certain extent, right? Like you're a smaller village, you'll have some kids mixed aged, but for the most part, like that linear path of aging has been consistent for as long as we know.
You know what's funny, dude? My cousin has the same birthday as me. She's a year younger, and we're like so alike.
Yeah,
and we always have been very close. And like we just like she was one of those like you just some people you just like we're like so alike, and we always have been. And it's so funny. And we always joke around like, oh yeah, we have the same birthday. That's probably like, but it like it could be like it's very true. Well, it's very interesting.
The really fucked up part too is like if you dive even further into that, like. There's nurturing and bonding that happens in the early years of your development as a child, right? So, like, for example, your mom holding you, like people coming to visit you as like a little baby and all that kind of stuff, has the time of year has an impact on that as well. So if you're born in the winter, you see a lot more people bundled up. There's less skin-to-skin contact.
Whoa.
You have less people visiting you as a baby.
That's why I'm callous and cold. That's why I'm cold, calculated, and I'm a
all
killer.
of this stuff has an imprint.
Murderer.
Yeah. Oh well, that we knew. We knew.
Wow, that is weird though. It's like they're. Oh, that's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Space is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to unpack all of that stuff. But.
That is so. So I guess if you want to really, if you take this information, you could really mold a kid. If you wanted to create an army of like sleeper agents, you could really just like wear jackets and like not hold.
So what would be what's the best month to be born if you're a child? What gives you the best advantage if you're born when?
I would probably say like March, April, because
if you're born in March or April, because then you're old for your grade.
You're old enough for your grade. You're born at a time where it's spring. People are more interested in going around and visiting,
and just better moods.
Yeah, better moods. Your parents probably have like more opportunities to take you places.
Interesting.
You know, you're not left behind so much. You still have the opportunity to celebrate your birthday during the school year with your peers. There's a huge thing about kids who have their birthdays over the summer, and there's no like bringing in like cupcakes for them to like have the class join in. And
I
stuff
never
like
had
that.
shit during class because I was always during like a winter break or something like that.
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday with my. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Natalie.
I
Tell
just
us.
am referencing this because that's my birthday and I agree with it, and it's saying May because it's warm, but you can also look forward to the summer.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
So I was close. I said March, April. I was okay.
So here's what I was thinking.
April's
We
nice
were
too.
doing this last night. I was with some of my friends and my buddy and his girlfriend, and we were saying, all right, make the case right now. Sell me your birthday. Why is
Dude,
your birthday the best?
my child will be born in May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna time it out.
No, my child is literally scheduled to be born in May.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's great.
You know
So
what's
this
bizarre?
Is great.
What's bizarre about mine is that I was born on August 31st, so that always
What a
coincided with
fucking
the
loser.
start of school.
What a fucking
Yeah.
August
But like, think about it.
31st.
Like, it's right at the beginning of school. So like, the school year begins with my birthday. So it's like you almost turn my year.
Okay, so that's funny you say that. That's how I feel about my birthday. I always feel like my birthday is so reflective because it's the end of the year.
Right.
And it's at a very still moment in that fake week between Christmas and New Year's. So you're just like
But growing up, your year doesn't begin in January. It begins in September.
Right.
When you're going into 9th grade, when you're going to, so that was right when I was born. So it was like, that was the beginning. So really, the year is kind of, when you're growing up, it really starts in September. Mentally.
Because that's when you're like, ugh, fuck,
I'm going to,
it's back
I'm in
to
the 10th
grind.
grade.
Yeah,
Right, back to the grind. You're
here
going
we
back
go.
to work. So that was like, it was weird that was associated. So I never I didn't have school in August, it was never back then. We never had school back in August 31st. So I never had that, but I never remember having a shitty birthday ever. I remember having, but that was just because my parents were cool. I would have badass birthdays.
But dude, you're right, because like I always felt like I never really. I've obviously like have partied and stuff on New Year's Eve and whatnot. But to be honest, like even Christmas too, I've always felt like it to be a very reflective time of year. And I wonder if it's because just that's when my birthday is, and then I feel like it's a double whammy because I feel like it's like the end of the year. And I'm like, well, now I'm going to turn a different age. Like, what did I do this year? Like,
And then you don't get 2 times to celebrate. You don't get 2 sets of presents.
Right.
You only get one set of presents.
Don't. It was good for when I wanted an
does suck.
Xbox because I was like, yo, Christmas and birthday.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
My mom was like, fuck you.
Can I have a Grand Theft Auto, mommy?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
I have a grandson.
Mom, I'm 18. It's too late.
Wow.
The
So May
jeans are
is the
not good.
best.
Yeah, May is the
So
best.
May is the best. Wow, I didn't know you were expecting a child.
Me either, dude.
When did you find this out? Well, I guess don't,
pretty
you don't have to
early,
tell
yeah.
people,
No, I found out pretty early.
Well, that's great.
My
Well,
child was conceived in the
congratulations.
Trump Hotel, Las Vegas.
Let's go.
Yeah, we could trace it back to that key
Let's
moment.
go.
Is that where they blew up the
Yeah, like right out. right,
Tesla?
Yeah, the Tesla like
Wow.
blew
Is
up.
that why
and-
they blew it up? Or was it
No,
because of you?
that was like a few months after we were there. But yeah, maybe they did it to celebrate.
What a
it.
coincidence.
Yeah.
What
But
a coincidence. Very interesting.
Yeah, in Greek culture, we have to name the middle name of the child on the location that it was conceived.
Come
so
on.
my child will be Constantine Donald Trump Hotel Las Vegas.
Donald Trump Hotel Las Vegas. That is a great. That is going to be hard to fill out on a Scantron.
Yeah, I
when
know.
they take
I know.
when they take the fucking whatever it is, the PSSA, whatever they're going to call it.
What were
now.
you doing in Vegas? Were you there for work?
He was
I
there
lost-
to conceive a child.
Yeah, I lost $3,000.
That's what you were there for?
Gambling, that's what I did.
And then he said, "You know what? Fuck this."
Was it
No condom
vacation or were you
tonight."
there for
Yeah,
work?
it was just vacation. It was
To Vegas.
before we went to Greece, so we were like, "Oh, I got to use my companion certificate on my credit card." So we went over there. To
You get a
gamble.
free ticket with your, if you buy one ticket, you get one free. You get a BOGO.
Yeah, the Amex Platinum Delta affiliated card
Nice.
gives you a
Domestic or
sponsored by Delta Airlines. We're not flipping over for you.
Delta Airlines. We don't bend over for anybody.
Yeah. Things can be upside down, but not our customer service.
Yeah. Even when everything feels like it's upside down, we're here for you. We answer the phone. Which camera might we answer the phone?
Delta Airlines, no one got hurt.
Delta Airlines, hey, it landed, didn't it? Hey, we got there.
Delta Airlines, stop making jokes about female pilots.
Right, Delta Airlines. Well, it happened in Canada, so it's not our fault.
True.
Oh, good point.
True. Wow. Delta Airlines. Serving the skies. All right. And the ground.
It's so amazing that there's footage of, like, passengers, their own footage, like, of escaping that plane. That would have it's so amazing that everybody has a camera on them at all times. Dude, it almost seemed like a spoof. Yeah. And when you posted that thing, I totally thought you were gonna like make a clip where like the person's like coming out of the plane and you're like dressed as the airplane pilot, like smoking weed or something. Be like, oh shit, man.
Dude, I thought
I landed it, bro. Listen, I mean, the mantra is any landing that you walk away from is a good landing, guys. Yeah. Welcome to Calgary.
I was just Calgary. Like, but did you die though?
Right.
But did you die?
Delta Airlines, bro.
Dude, you know what's crazy is they like didn't do like you would think that because I fly Delta all the time.
Dude, I'm a Delta gentleman. Yeah. Like I'm having a hard time with this right now because this is really fucking.
Dude, they didn't even do anything special. Like after something like that happens for the next few months, they're like, hey, everybody on the plane.
Everybody gets headphones.
Yeah, what? You guys get 2 Miss Vicky chips, like.
Yeah. Grandma's cookies 2-pack.
Whoa. Someone's generous with their Biscoff cookies, But none of that, dude.
Nothing.
They're acting like it never happened.
I'm surprised they don't like name a skateboarding move after it. He's doing a Delta.
Yo, he's doing a Delta. Well, they did. It's the dark side. It's the fucking.
Right. Yeah.
No,
you
dude,
flip it over and you grind on the.
That must have been so funny. Like the next day, for them to have to for the next flight to go off, and someone had to like unironically be like, in the event of an emergency, please take your seatbelt and loop it like this. Like someone's like, yeah, because this is gonna fucking help.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it did actually.
Yeah, because they were upside down and they kept them in the.
Fucking A.
Always pay attention. But the one is the recline though.
Oh yeah,
that
makes
inches? No sense, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, when they wake me up,
this is
to like recline back.
That's the worst.
I'm like, you know what? I would have rather you just press the button for me or fucking killed me.
This is like so fun because
I wish you just press the button because I wouldn't have woken up.
Yeah.
This is like driving at 10 and 2 with your seatbelt on, and like 4 inches back is like basically riding a motorcycle with no helmet.
Yeah. It's insane. It makes no sense.
Dude, why? I know, it is funny because it's like sometimes how much of surviving a plane crash is luck? Like what I'm saying is like
I think it's if the pilot is female or not.
Well, come on. Don't say some ignorant shit like that.
No, what I'm saying is like
they always have 2 pilots. They're never both.
Oh yeah, they never put 2 females up.
Yeah, they're not crazy.
Don't say some ignorant shit.
It still has a publicly traded company. I mean,
you wouldn't even be able to insure the aircraft.
No, but what I'm saying is like
this is done in jest, by the way. Okay, we support.
And her name is Jest?
No. You see why I fucking hate this guy?
You see what I have to deal with? This guy's a doctor. You'd think he'd have a clue.
Yeah, no clue.
I'm gonna go pee.
No, I'm like, but how?
He's leaving. He's leaving. Yeah, go pee standing up, you chauvinist pig.
Yeah. By the way, Derek Chauvin. Don't think we didn't notice.
Yeah, exactly.
Same haircut.
What a douchebag, dude.
No, but
female pilots are the best.
Female pilots are the best, dude. Who do you think has I feel like a male pilot probably has a better though. When they do you ever see that Family Guy bit? The Tulsa.
Here we are going. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want like
I don't know if a girl would do. I feel like a
sounds
female,
like The Grudge.
Yeah, I feel like that's more like. If you have vocal fry as a man, you're a pilot. If you have vocal fry as a girl, you're in marketing. I feel like that's how it works. Like, you know what I mean? They just have to be like a pilot. That's the equivalent of like because actually, to be honest, is that kind of a basic bitch thing to do as a guy to be like a pilot? You're a pilot.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, of course you're a pilot. You know what I mean? Like, you're just a man who's a pilot. It's like
There's actually a pilot shortage, and we should not be trying to like dissuade people from electing that as a career.
No, I want you to elect.
We want more
pilots.
pilots.
But this is what I'm saying. The basic bitch stuff is always actually the right move. Basic bitches are like in finance, and they're the ones who get to live on Park Avenue. I have a personality, so I have to live an hour and a half out of Manhattan because I fucking, you know what I mean? Because I got something to say.
Okay, so now we've learned that both Doc Jud and Alex hate women.
No, I don't.
And
hate
I am
women.
the only
I
ally
hate everyone.
here.
I
Okay.
hate everyone.
Oh,
Let me
right.
make that
Good
clear.
point. Yeah,
I
you
hate everybody.
Okay, so Doc Jud, welcome back. How is peeing with male privilege?
It's
I was peeing standing up.
It was great. Actually, I sat down just to show everybody I was an ally.
Good.
Nice. Well,
I figured too that,
and we did show it because we had toilet cam 2 and 3 up.
I was about to say,
Toilet
if there's
cam 4 is
ever going to
down.
be a toilet that's going to be cammed up, it's going to be in this studio.
Yes. This whole green
So I
screen,
sat
this
down
is
for it.
actually just a one-way.
You're welcome.
There's like 9 Japanese guys jerking off behind this green screen watching us.
They're like, come on, somebody pee in the cup.
I really like a real back.
I was like, do the sound effects, and he went right to it.
Oh.
There's some
Was
crazy
that
shit that
pain
goes on in
or was
Japan,
that-
huh? I heard this doctor I spoke to, this urologist, he told me that he went to Japan, he went to Osaka to work at this hospital, and he said like one of the doctors took him to this crazy like I don't know, like a Japanese only place where there's only like certain places like as an American you can't go in.
Yeah. No, I know.
So they
about
brought
this.
and like he's like everybody was at the table and they're drinking and then he like looks at all the faces at the guys at the other table. They're like, and he's like, what the? And there was like girls under the table sucking them off.
This is in the East Village?
Is in Japan.
No, but actually there are pockets of girls bars that are in America that cater to Japanese businessmen.
Get out
in New York
on business or on vacation.
A bunch of Chisato's friends fucking do that shit.
Oh really?
I've met them.
The piano bar.
That's one of the
dueling
places.
piano bar?
It's a little different. Piano bars are basically like gentlemen's clubs, no?
Yeah, kind of. So there are different levels, right?
Right.
But like some of them are like, you know, these girls just go and they like talk and flirt and sit down with the Japanese businessmen. And there was like a bunch of Japanese guys who came to America that were like, there's an opportunity here because like Tokyo and New York City do a lot of business together.
Right.
Like San Jose is another big place for like Japanese business as well. You know, San Francisco.
And so break it down. So explain the levels, what goes on in these bars. Not necessarily here in the States because we don't want to throw anybody in the bus, but what exactly happens at a piano bar?
I mean, piano. So let's move away from the term piano bar.
Yeah,
Okay.
I keep thinking dueling pianos in the Upper East
Japanese. So they're
But
called.
no,
like,
Chisato says piano bar.
yeah, well, maybe here that's like the referred term, but like in Japan, there's
It's like when you're in the boardroom, they're like, hey, you know a place to
Yeah.
get a good piano?
That's
bar?
like
A
classy
gentleman's
way.
club, like
Yeah.
right, not a strip bar, a
Hey, I
gentleman's
really
club.
love the piano.
All right, so break it down for us.
So they have different levels. One of the first levels is the girls' bar, which is basically like you go and you select a woman that will entertain you as a host for the remainder of your allocated time.
It's like an escort.
Not an escort. She's literally just sits at the table with you and a bunch of bros and just like talks to you guys and flirts with you and drinks with you. So that's one level.
Good gig.
Then another level is like the girls' bar that's like open to Americans and other people, where it's like you go in and you pick a dedicated woman to be like your one person that you talk to, and then it's like you're on a date with them at like a
girlfriend experience.
Yeah, it's like a girlfriend experience. You're like on a date with them. For the most part, they'll like try to upsell you on the liquor that they buy, etc., and all that kind of stuff. Now, there's a separate facet of that where it's run by the underbelly of Japan, the Yakuza in tandem with the Russians and the Nigerians and some other like Africans who are Nigerian adjacent that get you and recruit you in places like Kabukicho to like come into the bar. And it's like it's less like organized. It's a little bit more like the women just line up. You pick two, you drink, they try to like upsell you on like whatever.
So this is everybody knows the deal here.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the men aren't being tricked, the women know what this
the men
knows.
are being tricked. So in that like underbelly Yakuza kind of organization
they're scamming.
That's a little more scamming because like they'll just like get you to pay for like all these drinks and the women will like promise some sort of service
right.
and then you get so drunk
that you
like nothing.
So there's no
happens.
sex going on is what you're saying.
In some of those there's no sex going on.
The goal is to get you so fucked up it can't happen.
Now the next layer that's above that is like Soapland, which is basically like a woman will be naked, give you like a neuro massage, will wash you in like a shower situation.
It's like the Old West. You'd have a prostitute bathe you.
Yeah, kind of like a bathing situation. Yeah,
okay.
But they won't sleep with you unless you like pay a certain amount or if it's even like part of that specific place's program. And then the level above that is like the really like it's a kind of grosser one where these guys will bring you into like a secret room that it's got a building facade that says like 18 plus or whatever or adults only.
But it's like unmarked. It's not like a
Yeah, and then they have like a wall with like 20 pictures and they're like, "Okay, which one do you want?" And there's like 5 different locations that they'll curate. And they'll be like, okay, you could go to this location, has these 10 girls here, or you could go to this location, has those 10, and you go over there. And then in those cases, like if you pay a certain amount of money, that woman will probably like make out with you at like the bar or whatever, or like go home with you or set up like a situation where you guys go to a love hotel together.
And then there'll be like a glass wall where they're filming you and like basically so they could send it to your family and extort you.
No, those are like very like their whole thing is like the only way that they can operate is through discretion, like because there's like there's certain like standards that they have in those situations. Now the level above all of that is like straight up like they'll bring you to like an area, a woman will come in and pretend to massage you for like 30 seconds and then they'll bang you like in like these kind of little closet shaped rooms.
That one's all utility.
It's like super utility.
We are here for a job.
It's super utility and like the most depressing part of it is like the women are so transactional about it that like for most like Americans or someone like most of the time for the good ones they won't even let you in, like you said, like they'll have
if you're
like,
American they won't let you in.
Yeah,
you
a lot of
Japanese.
Why are they afraid you'll fucking snitch?
Well, because they know that the Americans just like don't.
They're handsy and they don't know how to. There's no etiquette. We have no etiquette.
One time my dad used to tell me they had a fucking Chinese buffet like next to where he worked, and they would all go, and his one boy was huge, and he said they would go in and they'd be like, no, all American fine, not that American.
Oh, shit.
Because they were just like, they don't play with that shit. They're like, it's like the same across the board. They're like, no, you're not going to control yourself. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. No, they could tell, dude.
They don't give a fuck. I respect that. That's why it's fuck. Hey, that's why they don't need fucking trash cans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
It's gotten worse. Yeah.
It's gotten really bad. Like Americans just don't know how to behave in Japan, and Japan only works if everybody knows the rules.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I've heard that. Tell her about that, because Chisato was saying like the Japanese are getting really pissed, not just at the Americans, but all types of foreigners are going in there. Like I saw this video of on a ski slope, there was an Australian woman smoking a cigarette outside over by the ski rack, nowhere near, and this Japanese dude lit into her, and like he was like screaming at her in her face, and like the Australian boyfriend came over and like basically was like got in the Japanese dude's face. It was really bad. So comment on that. What's the story with that? Smoking in public? You're not allowed to smoke in public?
Yeah.
Which is crazy because don't they smoke a lot in Japan?
So that's
or is that China? Am I being
this
racist?
is now changed. China is still kind of a lot of smoking, but all throughout the 90s, New York still had like some smoking situations. Mm-hmm. Japan, when it comes to like those kind of progressive situations, they're like a decade behind.
Okay.
And so Japan has a big culture of smoking. They used to have like even in the late 2010s would have like bars where you could still smoke inside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they'd have like smoking sections at some restaurants, like Caesarea, which is like a Denny's over in Japan. There's a smoking section and the smoking without. But the big thing in Japan is you're not allowed to smoke and walk.
Because I love doing that.
Yeah, right. That's like a culturally big like American and European thing because you're like, I gotta be on the move, I gotta do whatever. In Japan, it's rude to smoke and walk because like you can accidentally burn somebody.
That makes sense, and it's also like, dude, you're just straight up walking around.
Yeah,
like, do you ever see when people,
smoke around.
And especially like in New York, dude, like you'll see people like walking, smoking, and then behind them is like a woman with a stroller.
Yeah,
like, it sucks.
I don't like when people walk with an umbrella at me.
I hate walking with an umbrella and umbrellas in general.
I hate
just
umbrellas.
people coming at me with an umbrella. I'm like, dude, it's like knives coming at you.
No, it's crazy.
Eye level
knives,
but
his eye level knives.
Yeah,
from
especially
these
if you're
vocal fry
shorter.
marketing girls.
Yeah. And they just like, and people don't
I'm always
care.
whacking people with their umbrella. They walk up, I'm just like, boom,
Dude,
boom,
because they have no spatial awareness. A lot of people with umbrellas.
They
like,
just don't care.
It's tight here.
Yeah.
It's tight here.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll kill your family.
I never walk with an umbrella, but I do.
I will murder your mom and dad. I'll kill them.
You umbrella bitch.
You umbrella bitch.
Yeah. In Japan, just to be like more polite, a lot of people have clear umbrellas that you could see through. But anyway, so the smoking became less of a thing in the past 10 years. So like they now relegate it to like outdoor spaces that are
kind of like what we do.
Specific to smoking. But no, in America, like you could still like smoke outside of a building.
True.
Like, like they have like a smoking box outside that you go
That's
to.
so bizarre.
I see what you're saying. You can't even. Oh, I'm running to the corner store. I'll smoke something.
But in other words, you're saying that before it wasn't like that. Before you could be outside and smoke.
Yeah,
it was. But all of a sudden they made a new rule where you can't even do that.
Yeah, you have to smoke only in specific areas.
So they're making it even more. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
All right, ready? So I have a question for you now because you have spent enough time in Japan too that like maybe we could talk about this. Like, what do you think ultimately is the right thing to do? Do you think that like like, personally, I feel like it's a little ridiculous to say you can't even, like, just walk around in the public city and smoke. But then I'm like, yeah, but New York's filthy as fuck. Mm-hmm. And, like, you know, if you go to, like, what cities do you usually go to when you go to Japan?
Pretty much everywhere. I mostly spend time in Yamanashi because that's where my in-laws are.
See, I'm not even familiar with that. Like,
it's
I
where
know
Mount
like
Fuji
Tokyo.
is.
I know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But so it's a dense area. It's a populated.
That area where I go is like wine country.
Okay. So it's a
but like
different.
you know, Tokyo's where I've spent the majority of my time.
Okay,
that's
so
where
you've
I
been to a
lived.
dense city. They have
Yeah.
a ton of people. How many people live there? Is it
Tokyo
8
is I
million,
think
or is
19 million now.
Okay,
or
so it's
like
well more than
Yeah.
New York. Would you say it's cleaner than New York?
It's definitely
100%.
cleaner than New
So
York,
it's
yeah.
like, so then I'm like, all right, what's the right thing to do? Because it's like, I certainly like am like an American in terms of being like, I think you should be allowed to like smoke, and I think you should be allowed to like, you know, have your own car and bullshit or whatever. Like, but then I'm like, yeah, but like, we're like Americans are like scumbags everywhere else. So I'm like, what's like really the right thing to do? You know what I mean? And I think discipline is certainly a good thing to have. So I'm like, what do you think is the balance? Do you think that we could learn a thing or two from Japan? Do you think that we should like copy them? Like, I'm curious what you think as someone who's been to like both.
Well, in the topic of smoking, right? Like those like little boxes, the outside boxes where you're like designated to smoke are depressing as fuck.
It's not only depressing, but actually it's so much more
bad
straining.
Yeah.
So much more like you're just
It's
you're
more like
hotboxing tobacco.
I was gonna say it's more like utilitarian. Like it's more like utilitarian. Like I feel like people in America smoke and they're like, oh yeah. Like in China, they're in Japan, they're just like, okay.
You would almost think like maybe it would be a deterrent because they make you smoke in the box, so therefore you'd be so ashamed that you would have to go in the box that you would stop smoking.
Is there
That's
no
their whole
shame
tactic,
or is there
right?
shame in that?
Yeah, so it was like smoking was totally cool. Smoking was totally cool. Now smoking is super shameful. And you got to go into the thing, and your clothes reek because it's like 12 other people also smoking
in like a room like this or something.
Yeah, I mean there's a ceiling fan or there's like no ceiling or whatever, But it's
cigarettes
still, like,
are pungent, bro.
Yeah.
Cigarettes are worse than weed or anything. I always like cigarettes.
But it's not like America where it'd be like, so how's your day going? Like, you know, whatever. Like all these people are not.
It's not
fucking
social.
talking to each other.
It's not social.
So it's just everyone there, just like.
Well, because I know, so it's like shame. It's like if you all had to go to a room with other guys to jerk off. Like you're all like, hey man.
Right. I mean, don't yuck my yum, dude.
Hey, listen, Christos, you're my good friend.
Let's go.
Just don't look me in the eyes.
All right, so we're pretty much at time, so we should switch to Pokemon.
Let's go, Pokemon.
All right, so our sponsor today is a Japanese Pokemon pack. This is the equivalent of Unified Minds. So Unified Minds, this is a pack that hopefully you get a Mewtwo or a Mew, and open that up.
Wow, I get to open it?
Yeah. These are very rare packs. So the Unified Minds, Japanese Pokemon packs, very rare. So Doc Jud, you could open the other one.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I've never opened one.
Yeah, here you go. Sorry.
Now, when you pull
you
it,
go first. I'm nervous.
Yeah, when you pull it open,
What
just
do I do?
show the camera.
Okay, ready?
I'm not kind of appropriately mic'd. I got to put the mic down too.
For sale in Japan. For sale in Japan only.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Do we do it at the same time? Do you go first?
Yeah, just rip them open.
I'm scared.
The Japanese ones are easier to rip open.
Yeah, well, don't tell me that yet.
Christos gets really pissed off if you open them inappropriately.
Yeah,
so
because
be
you.
very careful.
Yeah, I mean it's not great, but you mess up the value of the card if you
If you
bend
fuck it up.
or fuck it up.
Sure.
so.
Okay. Getting surgical, huh?
Unified Minds.
No way, I got an Exodia.
I wish, dude.
That's inside baseball for the real fans.
Let's go, dude. We gotta have you on a Brotaku episode so we could talk.
Dude,
about
these are all
anime.
in Japanese.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, how am I supposed to read if it's Mewtwo, dude?
Dude, you're gonna know.
Here's the
if
first
it's
one.
Mewtwo. Okay, just
This
go
one
through
is-
quick.
Oh, I like this one. It's like a little puffer fish.
Okay,
I
show.
don't know what this one
But none of these are shiny.
Yeah, wait till you get a shiny. Yeah,
I don't know what this
that's
one
okay.
is.
Nah, none of these are shiny.
Oh, this one's cute.
I got nothing.
You got no shiny ones?
I got no
Negative.
shiny ones.
Really?
I got this idiot. The fuck does this guy know?
Wow, dude, I bet you this card shop
Who's
like
this guy?
they,
Totally ripped us off, huh?
yeah, he totally ripped us off. He probably weighed the
No, I
packs.
didn't.
Oh, you prick! I was so excited. Damn.
Wow.
Nothing good.
Nothing
Unified
good.
Minds.
Here, take a look. See if I'm
This
wrong.
guy looks pretty badass, though.
Yeah, I mean, usually there's a shiny one in the deck, though.
Yeah, the Japanese ones don't always have them, but I bet you this guy weighed his packs.
Did you buy it from the Indian dude down the
Wait,
street?
people
No.
can do that?
Yeah, like on the Japanese ones, you could totally do that, and these guys are pieces of shit, man. Yeah, this was in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I bought it, and I'm very sad because they were $20 a pack.
Damn.
Yep.
Well,
But that's okay. I bought a sealed box in the other big pack.
Really?
Yeah, so that one should be safe. But
He bought him at a strip club. It was like, you can get a lap dance for $20, or you can have Pokemon.
wait, we have to tell him about our endeavor.
Oh, yeah,
Should I
you
send
tell
the
him.
clip and they can play? Not right now, but I'm saying I can give you the
just
clip.
so send the clip. But you should go. You should tell.
Christos and I, at the 42nd Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the 42nd Street station, at the 40th Street and 7th Avenue southeastern exit, there lies a proprietor of a small business, of a small New York City business, okay? And I know how we all I ever hear is how much we love small businesses and how we want to support small businesses. And if you want to support small businesses, go to the southeast exit of the 42nd Street Port Authority Bus Terminal, 40th Street and 7th Avenue exit, and you will find a store that is called no other than Video Rentals. They have videos.
Okay. What else
It is
do they
all
have?
blacked out. They got toys. They got Tenga boxes. Christos and I went on a little undercover journalism, okay? A little undercover journalism. We had a button camera, And what we did was walk inside and basically walked right out because we were very uncomfortable and the man was staring at us. And
you went in with the glasses? Did you do some of the glasses stuff?
No, we fucking should have, man.
That would have been great.
We're only going to have like 4 months or so before people are all going to be onto us with these glasses. Right now I'm recording both of you guys. And so,
I can see the light.
I also have to figure out, like, with a light, we got to be able to, like, dim the light out.
You can't cover the light. That's part of the whole thing. Like, they got in trouble because people were wearing the glasses, the meta glasses, to make porn.
That's hilarious.
And they were not telling, like, the women that they were banging or, men they were banging.
So it didn't always have the light?
It didn't always have the light. The first version of them. Yeah, so they would wear them while making pornography and, like, upload it and, like, without consent. Yeah. So now
so we went to this video rental place and it was hilarious, dude, because it was old school as fuck.
Yeah,
like
it was like 2000s porn.
Yeah, like it was like they all had like they were like.
Was there one of the boxes where you could put the money in and watch a girl like strip the bunny in?
No, it was just a bunch of DVD cases. Like,
so then
it was like like Backdoor Sluts Part 11.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that one.
It's a good one.
Everyone looked like Tara Reid.
It was like real old. Oh, they did. Just burned blonde hair and just like everyone looked like Tara Reid. Or the girl from fucking Scream. Was that Tara Reid? Someone else from Scream.
I don't think she was.
Whatever. Any just woman from the 90s is what they looked like. And it was just so funny. And the dude, and we have it on camera, and Christos is going, do you guys sell any like video games here? And he goes, only porn, my friend. It's so funny. It was so funny.
All right, lightning round?
Yeah, absolutely. Lightning round. Okay. So, Alex Libutti.
Fuck.
Here's the first question of your lightning round.
How do I... Okay, just go.
So, you get arrested. You do something horrible. Who's your first phone call?
My first phone call. My first phone call is going to be to my science teacher from 7th grade, my homeroom teacher, Mr. Geneva.
That's the best answer we've had so far.
Wait, why?
Because he was cool and he skateboarded, and I'm pretty sure he smoked pot. And he was a little younger, so I know that he wouldn't be like, well, what did you do? Why did you... He would be, first of all, he would be chill, so I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, I don't know what happened. I didn't know, I didn't see him, and now I'm at the jail. And then he'd be like, Alex, it's okay, man. He wore really cool glasses, too. He's like, I'm wearing multicolored frames. Everything's fine. I'm going to come over there. I'm going to ride over there on my skateboard, and you're going to be fine. So I would say Mr. Geneva, the 7th grade biology teacher who was also my homeroom teacher.
Mr. Geneva. Shout out to Mr. Geneva.
Yeah, man, he could hard flip.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was cool as fuck. We were at the YMCA, and I was like, did he just hard flip? And I was like, that's hard. It was crazy.
You got one?
Yeah. What is one hack that you know about that more people should know about? Like that you're fine not gatekeeping? Life hack.
Wow. A life hack that I am... Okay, here's what I'll say. You don't need as much sleep as you think you do. You don't. You can get sleep, but I'm saying live your life, and if you can get, like, I know people who will literally say to me, like, dude, I'm so tired, I got like 6 hours of sleep. And I'm like, you're a fucking pussy. What? Like, if you can get through the initial, like, 20 minutes of just waking up and being like, and just like drink some cold water, you're fucking fine.
What's your medical opinion on that?
Am I living in a delirious adrenaline pump?
No, listen. If like, I think people are just wired differently. I think that if you can get by like that you're like truly like gifted.
Well, I don't know what it is. So I literally never sleep. That's why I was laughing when you said you want a Celsius. I was like, I need a downer. If you have a fucking, if you have a liquid Xanax, if you have opiates, let me get some. I've never had coffee in my life.
Wow.
I've never had coffee
You're like
in my
probably
life.
one of the guys like, when they're like hyperactive, they give them Adderall to tone them down.
Yeah. So okay, it's funny. When I remember when I was a kid, when I was in kindergarten, my kindergarten teacher said to my mom, she was like, your kid is fucking out of control. Like, he needs something. Like, please.
You're like, actually, you're just a horrible teacher, and you can't keep his attention.
Bro, so listen, what happened, and I'm grateful for this, shout out to fucking Linda. Not my mom. My mom's name is Liz, but Linda was her fucking hippie friend who said to her, she said, don't quell his spirit.
Damn.
And now I'm poor. But the point is, the point is that now I'm able to sit here with you two, and I'm able to quickly fetch Mr. Geneva from the back of my head because I haven't been taking meth for the last 25 years.
Yeah, it does beat up your adrenaline system. Yeah. So next question. So what's your favorite food?
Favorite food is pizza.
Okay. That was actually my next question. Where's the best slice of pizza in New York City?
Best slice of pizza is Luigi's Pizzeria in Brooklyn. I went there before fucking Barstool went there, by the way, you fucks. I do like Dave Portnoy too. That's funny.
Yeah, but it's when he goes
stuff. But I'm proud to say it's more like a flex. I was there before.
Right. And now when you go, probably everybody's there. There's probably a huge line because Dave Portnoy went.
Yeah, I mean there always was a huge line because it was a certified place. It's been around for 70 years or some bullshit. But it really is the best pizza because it's old school. They don't take any cash. There's no tablet. There's no.
So
they don't even update
paid?
the menu.
They don't take cash.
No.
And there's no
sorry, what did I say?
Cash.
They only take cash. No card. That's what I said. Yeah, no cash. No cards. And it's the same 4 people working there. So you walk in and it's now I walk in and they're like, how you doing, sweetheart? What do you want? Two plain? Something like that. And it's just great. And the guy is there. He's so angry. I mean, you can just tell he's so angry.
Best.
He is just an Italian man that is rageful, and he doesn't like how the neighborhood's changed, and he tells me about how places across the street, the place across the street, they used to have really good oysters there. Now it's it's an arcade. I don't fucking know. And it's just and you feel that in the sauce. You watch him take the sauce, and he's...
You want anger sauce.
And he's throwing the thing up, and you see it. There used to be oysters right around the fucking across the street. It's that it goes into the pie, and
that
you
passion.
taste it, and you
that
taste
angry
it.
Passion.
Yes, and you can taste. You don't taste the oysters, but you taste the community that was there. You taste that right across the street was someone you knew and you trusted, and now it's an arcade.
Wow.
So Luigi's Pizza in Brooklyn.
Hell yeah.
Good answer.
Okay, last question. Any advice to anyone who is an aspiring comedian like yourself, or any advice you'd give to your younger self?
Advice to my younger self. Stop! Stop! Advice to everyone trying to be a comedian. Do it. I'm not going to say don't do it. I'm going to say do it. Let me do it first. Everybody relax, okay? Let me get where I'm going. And then if you want to do it, do it. But no, I would say do it because here's the deal. The world is falling apart, and if you think you're going to work in an office, that's not what's going to happen. So this is equally as stupid to try to pursue, but the point is neither are going to work out. So have some fun in the interim, people. Have some fun in the interim. Can we have some fun? Can we have some fun?
We had some fun today.
Yes, we can have fun.
Alex Libutti, thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Close the door behind you. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.